can all get situated and take our seats. I'm Dr. David Casey. I'm chair of the Department of Psychiatry at U of L, and it's my honor to welcome all of you today. This is our 12th annual Depression Conference, and the Depression Conference is organized by the faculty and staff of the Depression Center, which is a very important component of our department, and also has affiliations throughout the university. The Depression Center is also affiliated with a very important national organization, the National Network of Depression Centers, or NNDC. And through this national affiliation, it helps us to successfully put on programs like this, attract national speakers, participate in national research programs, and help us to remain cutting edge in the treatment of mood disorders. So I'm going to turn the podium over to Dr. Jess Wright, who's head of the Depression Center and truly your host today, for some further comments and introductions. Dr. Wright.
Thank you, Dave. Good morning. It's good to have you all here. I see lots of familiar faces, and if you come to these conferences before, you know that we have keynote speeches in the morning, and we're going to have 3 of those today from wonderful speakers. We'll have a panel with questions and answers at the end of the talk, so we won't do questions and answers after each talk, but they'll be reserved to the end of the morning. There'll be a nice break here after the first talk, so you can get down and get some coffee or treats and network a bit. And then in the afternoon, there are workshops. I think you've probably already seen the sign-up table. If you haven't, please go to the sign-up tables and choose your workshops for this afternoon. You have a menu of 3 at each of the 2 slots, and there's a nice collection of workshops that I think will cover lots of different interests. As Dave mentioned, we have a depression center here at the University of Louisville, and we've been working now for well over a decade to try to improve the treatment of depression. We do this in 3 main ways. One of them is we try to do lots of clinical service with the best treatments that we know how to deliver. Last year, we had over 50,000 visits to our services here at the University of Louisville, so we're doing lots of clinical service. We'd like to do more, so we're recruiting and hoping to build that service. We also do a fair amount of research, federally funded research and locally funded research. The research interests we have are diverse. One of them is on using technology to improve delivery of mental health. Others are on the biology of bipolar disorder. Large effort on suicide risk reduction. Your question, and if there are more than one, which I expect we will, we usually have a very lively question and answer session. Please just line up, and we'll choose you one after the other to ask your question. I do want to mention that we have a number of sponsors, and we do want to thank them, because without this, we would not be able to. Without their support, we would not be able to have CME activities like this. We have major sponsors from Norton Hospital, Passport Health Plan, Centerstone, and the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And also we have anonymous private donors that help us a great deal in our work. And I wanted to mention that is a very key part of our ability to not only put on conferences like this, but to do research and to carry on our clinical activities. We do have companies that are displaying today, and I hope that you'll visit those booths. They help us in our work. And I wanted to say that we have a benefit dinner coming up in March, and I don't know if you'd like to go to that, but I think it could be very interesting. We have Richard Kogan, who is the piano, but to weave together the stories of how composers and their mental illness have influenced their music. And his presentation will be on Richard Strauss, Schumann, the composer who had bipolar disorder. And it should be quite an evening. It's at the Muhammad Ali Center on March the 7th, so be on the lookout for that. It gives me great pleasure now to introduce our first speaker. I've known David Clark for a number of years and have followed his work because it's extremely important work. He's, in my opinion, and many others, the leading expert in cognitive behavior therapy for anxiety disorders and related conditions. He holds the chair in experimental psychology at the University of Oxford and has been given many awards. One of them I thought was particularly telling about his contributions. He was given the American Psychological Association Award for Distinguished Scientific Applications in Psychology, and the citation read, "Pure genius with a real-world application." So we're going to hear from somebody that definitely knows his work and is able to communicate it to us. In 2012, he was made a commander of the British Empire in recognition for his work in research on mental illness. So it's a real pleasure and an honor to welcome David to Louisville, and I hope that you'll join me in giving him a good round of applause as he begins his talk.